You are listening to the hottest Saturday night show on the radio, the Darren Mason Show.
What's up, fam? This is your boy Darren Mason, and you are tuned into the hottest Saturday night show on the radio. And of course, we have a fun-filled show for you today, where we will talk about faith, family, finances, with a whole lot of fun. And so, of course, we got to start off the show, as always, by saying thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who's the head of my life, and to my beautiful family, my wife Sabrina, who's right here holding down with me, to our kids, DJ and Delia Mason, and to the village, my mama, daddy, auntie, uncle, sister, brothers, cousins, and to you, our radio fam, for choosing to ride out with your boy on this Saturday night. So, we got to go to the Darren's go-to song of the week. And this song is just really in line with everything that I believe that we're going to discuss on tonight. And it's none other than Tasha Cobbs Leonard featuring Nicki Minaj. Ready?
You are listening to the hottest Saturday night show on the radio, the Darren Mason Show.
That was none other than Tasha Cobbs Leonard featuring Nicki Minaj with Getting Ready. So, I got to check in with the sisters on the show. Sisters, check in with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody. Hey. We are blessed. We are blessed today. Thank you, Lord.
I need y'all to check in at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up? Y'all act like y'all know who we serving this place. Alright, so I need y'all, we're going to do something new. So I want y'all to go live, and I need y'all to check in and let me know who's checking in on your social media.
All right, well, you already know I'm already live. And on my social media page, I have Pastor Claude Cheatham. He is a new pastor. Yes, he is a new pastor in, I believe, Winter Park in Orlando for Bethel Baptist. Shout out to Bethune University. They're Wildcats. I also want to shout out to my pastor in Daytona, Pastor John Paul McGee, who's on my live right now. Hey, Pastor McGee. Go ahead.
Who you got, Mr.
Oh, I have my best friend, Jawan. My bestest friend, Ray Freeney. My niece's godmother, Jay. And LaShawn. Hey, y'all.
All right, well, let me tell you who's checking in with me. I got Mr. D. Williams, none other than Dr. Shannon Carter with Cover for Success, Mr. Jesus, Big Bro, Mel Torrin, Miss Pamela Mount from Tallahassee, Florida. Leon County is checking in. Ashanta Thomas, man, what's up, sis? Good to see you. And other than my birthday twin, Miss Sunshine, and then my mom, she just said, hey. So that's who's checking in with me, and we want to, of course, thank you for checking in with us. But in the meantime, between time, who's with us right now? Miss Ashanta?
Oh, we have a star in the building, okay? She is a boss. Yes. A boss in the Millennial world. We have Miss Kiera Grover. Yes, awesome. We have her in the building, and if you stay tuned a little bit, you will get to know more about her.
But in the meantime, who's checking in with you?
So I want to say hi to my father that's listening, my grandmother, my aunt. My niece is probably listening, Cassidy, and all of our users on SL Career Studio that's tuning in from our Facebook and our social media platforms. Some of my clients like Three's Company, Teapot Naturals, Freedom Landscaping, Lawn Maintenance. Okay. So I just want to give a shout out to them.
Hey, power moves on over here.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. Okay, you know what time segment we in? That's Sis, Let's Chat.
Let's chat.
It's the livest segment.
We're going to do a battle, right? We're going to do
the livest segment on the show.
See which one.
Sorry, Simone. You already know I always do this to you.
I'm on the segment, too. So it is the livest segment.
That's right. This is the livest segment of the show, and it's called Sis Let's Chat. And, of course, it's with the sisters of the show. And whenever we need a male perspective, we will call Brother Darren in. But today, our focus is After the Storm. Are you ready? So I'm going to first, before we even dive down to it, I want Kiera to kind of talk a little bit more about her. So when people hear her talk, they know where, her point of view is coming from. So go ahead, Kiera.
So again, my name is Kiera Grover. I'm the creative director of SL Career Studio. We focus on career and entrepreneurship development. So when we're on the radio today, we're going to talk about all of the tools that you need in order to, get funding and being ready for that stage.
Awesome. So, Simone, you already know I always start with you. Give me your perspective on this topic.
Okay, so can you read the focus one more time for me, please?
Of course. After the storm, are you ready?
After the storm, are you ready? So, if we're being completely transparent,
Of course.
sometimes I would say no, I'm not ready, because you always have that spirit of fear and doubt, because it's like, okay, I went through the storm, I've been through the storm, but am I really done going through this storm?
Right.
Is what I desire next? Is it coming? Like, you always have that in you, but you have to get ready in order to be ready.
That's right, Symone. If I could snap my fingers and clap my hands, I would. Kiera, go ahead and give me your perspective.
So I teach a segment at Clark Atlanta University, Be on the Ready. So if you're always on the ready, you don't have to get ready.
Ooh.
So a lot of times we want these things, but we're not mentally, physically, spiritually ready for those opportunities.
Amen.
So a lot, when you're going through the storm, you also have to still get mentally prepared
Right.
for what is coming next. So I think that, me and Darren had this conversation about, are you ready? And a lot of times for me, I hold back on certain opportunities because of I'm constantly thinking, am I ready? Am I going to be able to deliver? If I reach out to this person or that person or this opportunity, will I be able to deliver what I say I want to do? It's not so much of fear, but I have to make sure that I'm able to deliver whatever I'm promising this person.
Amen. That was a lot. From a spiritual sense, for me, before I go to Darren, because y'all know when we go to Darren's going to give us a preacher word. But from a spiritual sense, for me, like you guys said, like I don't think that I'm always ready for what God has for me, especially when He's taking us through the real deep dive, all that bad storm. Of course, I'm not ready for it, but I appreciate when I go through the storm because we come out way better than how we went in. So I'm gonna say no. I'm never ready for it. I'm never ready for the storm, but I do appreciate the storm because I know I'm gonna come out cleaner. Go ahead, Pastor Bishop Darren.
so after the storm, are you ready? And so for me, it just went straight to the story of Noah. You know what I'm saying? Of just like where like God gives you something, like God gives you a vision, and sometimes it's the thing that you don't even expect.
Right.
And it's like, what?
Right.
If you think about Noah, he was a drunken man, he was just all over the place. His relationship with his sons was kind of questionable. So he's not the ideal person who you think that, will be used in that time. You know what I'm saying? But God still gave him a calling. God still gave him an assignment, but it was relevant to what was about to happen.
Right.
And so sometimes that we have everything that we need in that moment, but we feel like we don't. But He gives you what you need in that time, because what His assignment was to prepare for something, to make him ready for the flood.
Amen.
And so I really want to get back. I mean, yeah.
You can't. You're right. We gotta come back to it.
But we're gonna go to the old school joint of the week, real quick, and then we're gonna come back and care. Are we finna? Yeah. Let's go.
Old school joint of the week.
All right, that was Donna Lawrence with Encourage Yourself, because sometimes in this walk you have to encourage yourself.
Symone Talks on the clock. What's up, Millennials? It's Symone Talks on the clock with the fashion tips of the week. Sweater weather is approaching, but guess what? You can still be stylish, warm, and comfortable in this season. If you want to keep up with fall trends, then don't be afraid to rock some statement-making boots, a fun French sweater or turtleneck, but don't forget a nice coat, whether leather, pleather, or fur. And don't forget your jeans, because you can't go out naked. That's it.
You are listening to the hottest Saturday night show on the radio, the Darren Mason
We
Show.
want to get back into this conversation. After the storm, are you ready? Because we just had a storm here, Hurricane Dorian. He
brought the ship.
shifted.
He brought the whole ship.
He brought the whole ship. And so, going back to the conversation, Kiera.
Yes.
So, I want you to really kind of go more in depth of why it is important to get ready, and what are some things that our listeners can do with some things that you have for them.
So in regards to why it's important to be ready, especially when you're in business, you're an entrepreneur, you're a small business owner, you might meet someone that has a grand opportunity for you. They might ask, can I have your business plan? But if you don't have your business plan and it's going to take you a week to get the business plan prepared, then you might have missed out on that opportunity. So that's about being on the ready. Even for the individuals that are job seekers, always having a resume ready. I interview a lot of people and then they don't have resumes. So it's important to just always be on the ready because you never know when that opportunity is going to present itself. You can be in a gas station, a grocery store. You could just be walking down the street. So you always want to be on the ready. Most people have, iPhones, Androids, and having that resume electronically or that business plan electronically on your phone so you can just pull it out at any time or in your email as well. So, being on the ready and are you ready? Mentally, again, I can't stress this enough about being mentally and spiritually ready. You have to be mentally and spiritually ready for the opportunities that are going to present themselves to you.
So that's good because, when you get to a point where you're praying, you're fasting, and then the opportunity comes to where you finally get what you asked for, and then sometimes you may not be mentally prepared.
Mm-hmm,
and I remember that when we were having the conversation with Birth SL Career Studios, you want to talk about that time at the house, the grind? Like, what are some ways? Because sometimes we talked about last week about our setbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's really for the setup. And
Yes.
sometimes we mentally feel like, okay, this didn't happen, so maybe I'm not supposed to do this. But talk about that time at your mama's house when you was getting ready to get this birth.
So for me, I just basically decided I was going to be a full-time entrepreneur. So I was going to sacrifice everything. So that meant, okay, if I had to move back with my mother, I was going to sacrifice that. If it meant that, I'm going to not get my hair or nails done, I want to sacrifice that. A lot of times with us as well, we don't want to make the sacrifices in order to get the grand opportunity.
True.
So you have to be willing to sacrifice. Now, last year I might have been living with my mother, but now I live in Riverside. So, you have to be willing to sacrifice, go through the storm, mentally get prepared because there are going to be challenges when you are your own boss. Just because you're your own boss does not mean that you will not face other challenges. So, again, just mentally being ready for that opportunity and, being able to make the sacrifice. You have to make the sacrifice. So does that answer your question?
Yeah. Because, what really sparked my ears when you said this info, like I was at my mama's house. I got every book that I could. I stayed there. Like, I didn't eat. Like,
oh, yeah. You can talk about that.
Yeah,
some days I didn't eat. Some days I didn't sleep. My mother and some of my cousins would tell you, like, I was on, like, autopilot. And I literally did not sleep. I did not eat. I did not hang out with my friends. I just went into the books and I studied business. A lot of people, when they meet me, they think I went to school for business, but I did not. I did not go to school for business. So I just studied business. I went to different programs in Jacksonville, like Jacks Bridges through the Chamber of Commerce, which is a free program, a business program. I did a lot of things, and I just honed in on my craft, and I perfected my craft.
That's good. That's good. And so now, what you got going on now? Like, what can you do now? Where did you just come from?
So, everyone can visit slcareerstudio.com. Again, it's slcareerstudio.com. You can follow us on social media platforms as well. The five tips that I want to give away before we log off is how you can fund a business. So the 5 ways you can fund a business is 1, accelerator programs. And just look these words up, look them up because we can't go too in depth. Venture capital, opportunity funds, angel investors, and business loans. And I put them in the order that you should probably research because business loans should always be your last option. Don't try to get a business loan immediately. You should try to get angel investors or go through accelerator programs.
Can you just go through real quick those 5 again?
Okay, sure. So 1, accelerator programs. 2, venture capital. 3, opportunity funds. 4, angel investors. And 5, business loans.
That's good.
Yeah.
And so in that time that you didn't eat, you didn't sleep, like you was grinding, like you was like in that room, like I can literally visualize you doing that, because now when you step in the room, you got some valuable information. Like when you step in the room, you are ready, and not just ready to give a resource, but you're ready for whatever God has for you personally.
Yes.
And so a lot of people, they don't want to get ready. They don't want to, they feel like, well, I lost this job, so I'm going to just watch Netflix all day.
Yeah.
Or I lost this job and I'm going to complain about it all day.
Yes.
Or you have the time, like you're single now, enjoy yourself now.
Yeah.
Because when that time comes and you said that you're ready to get married, you're ready to be a spouse, you're ready to be a boss, you're ready to be a parent, and you didn't take advantage of those times.
Absolutely.
When you were able to,
Right.
when God gave you the time, and you ain't take advantage of it. And so for me, getting ready is taking advantage of every opportunity that God gives to you right now.
Can I chime in just
Please
a
do.
second? That's 24 hours in a day. Break it down by the second. Break it down by the minutes. Break it down by the hours. I think it's 724 hours in a month or something. So when you wake up in the morning, especially for the entrepreneurs, schedule out your day. I tell my clients, schedule out from every minute. You should know what you did at 10:30. You should know what you did at 9 o'clock when you woke up. So, just scheduling out the whole day, that's important. And the one thing that I did not mention, but I prayed a lot. I prayed a lot. I read the Bible a lot. And you have to have faith in anything that you do. Either if you want this grand corporate job or you want to start your own business, you have to have faith and you have to pray and you have to believe that God is going to lead you in the direction that you want to go. And ask God to help your actions align with His purpose for your life.
Amen. I wish we had an hour.
Right.
Like, we can keep this conversation going, like, for real.
Right. Maybe if they tune in after the show on live, we can go live. So you guys tune in to live on the Darren Mason Show, and we can go more in depth about this because it's really good. And also
how you follow us on Instagram, Darren on the Radio, as well as Facebook, the Darren Mason Show. You will be able to find all of Miss Kiera's information, all her handles, and get some more tips and connect with our sister for the kingdom. And so until next time, it's time to check out. See you later.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you, everybody.
You guys have a great
day.
You are listening to the hottest Saturday night show on the radio, the Darren Mason Show.
Dear Millennials, after the storm, are you ready? See, when God wanted to do something good on earth, a new move on earth, He used Noah. See, Noah was considered to some as an integral man. To some, he was considered as a drunk. But God used him to build the ark that saved mankind. And are you ready for God to use you to start your business, to start school, to start a family, or whatever it is that God has been calling you to do? It's okay to not have all the tools in the toolbox right now. It's okay to not have that strategy or that perfect plan. But are you willing to get ready now? And so it's very important that we use Noah as an example, because if Noah was not obedient or was Noah not ready, who knows what would have happened to mankind? It has been said that God could have used anybody else and raised up somebody else, but He didn't, because of the obedience of Noah and his willingness to execute the plan that God gave him. So, are you ready after the storm? Because sometimes that a storm comes and it's stagnant. It causes us to be fearful. It causes us to be paralyzed in our own thoughts of what the damages that the storm caused the last go around. And so I encourage you, I beseech you, my brothers and sisters, to learn from the last storm, but realign yourself and get refocused so God can do something great with you.
You are listening to the hottest Saturday night show on the radio, the Darren Mason Show.